This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so now I'm recording the session. Okay, so yesterday we have seen like unit testing, right? We have written a RAML, we have unit tested, we mocked the service, right? We have unit tested everything. We pushed it to Exchange. We like created the flows. We have created our flows like in AnyPoint Studio, right? So and we have implemented our business logic, right? and implemented logic, and we unit tested even in AnyPoint Studio, right? So now the same thing needs like just want to deploy to the cloud, and let's see like how it behaves, right? Cloud deployment, it is nothing but cloud deployment. So yeah, in the real-time scenarios as well, first we have to unit test here itself in the studio itself. If we feel free like everything is good, then only we have to go for cloud deployment. Yeah, no, theoretically I'm saying I have not yet started. I'm not doing anything, just I'm repeating so that I'm waiting for even for others to join. So just I'm repeating what we have done till now. Okay, so yes, now let's see like cloud deployment. Okay, so let me assert we have done automatically flows, we have done it. Fourth one we have done, we have implemented the logic, right? We have connected to the MuleSoft system, we have done all the details. Now it is like actual cloud deployment we have to do, which is nothing but a sixth step. Right, here we are now for doing like for deploying to runtime manager, or we can say in other words it is deployment to cloud. So we can do it, we can do it in either ways, like creating a jar is one option, creating a jar and deploying is one thing. So this normally in real time also we will like the persons who are not automated their project, they will try to use like creating a jar and deploying in real time also, sometimes we will be using it. And another thing is like directly from AnyPoint Studio we can we can do it. So in two ways we can do. So for deploying, like for extracting jar means it is like, see, one thing is like directly already we have given our work credentials, right? So directly from studio means, see, right click, go to AnyPoint platform, right? Deploy to Cloud Hub. If you click on this, the project will automatically deploy to the cloud. This is one way, right? This is one way of deploying. That is second way which I have written. Second way directly from studio. And another is creating a jar. Creating a jar means we have to export it. See, if I am clicking on, you have an option like export. If you click on export, it will say general mule. Go to mule. See, AnyPoint project to mule deployable archive. That means we are converting, we are creating a jar, which is we are creating a jar in such a way that that jar we can deploy it manually. So if I click on this, see, it is asking where to store this jar. So let me copy this location so that I can go there and I can check that jar. If I create a jar, how it looks, even that we should know it, right? So if I am creating a jar, just click on finish. Then what happens? It includes, so we are creating all the project resources, all the project modules, all the dependencies. Why? Because we are connecting to the MuleSoft database. Definitely some jars are there. Some SQL jar we have browsed it, right? So all those dependencies also, it will like all the along with these dependencies, it will try to create a jar. Okay, so where you will be deploying means, go here, Okay, I don't know whether I am accessible or not. Why? Because let me log out and let me log in once again so that it will be okay. I have just click on login. Okay, definitely the session will expire. It has to like yesterday I have logged in, right? So it definitely it will. So let me log in with my credentials once again. Meanwhile, the jar is getting created. Why? Because it takes bit time for creating jar. Okay, let it create that jar. Let it create. It takes some time. Meanwhile, I am logging in to the Anypoint Studio. So this is my username. I'm just logging in. Okay, go to here. If you want to deploy, we can deploy it in two ways. One is through jar, another is from studio. Third is like running pipelines. That is completely automation. So automation scripts normally DevOps team usually write or an architect will write. So we don't need to worry on that. It will be like in place. We should know while giving KT, we should be like a deployment strategy. Definitely we have to ask them. See, if you, it depends completely on client's interest. Okay, if he is going with pipeline deployment or jar creation, studio, as far as I know, studio nobody will prefer. It is not suitable as well. Even at least we can extract the jar and we can deploy it. That is one way in real time we will be using. But from any point studio, even though it is fine, but somehow we will not be deploying it directly. Sandbox normally we have two environments by default. For trial account, we know like two accounts, right? Sandbox generally we will try to deploy it. So if you see here the option, if you see here, we have an option called deploy application. So if at all you are going with jar, you are creating a jar and see jar was exported, jar was created. Click on OK. So how we will create? Just right click it, export. That's all. That's all you have to do. It takes some time for creating the jar, right? And the jar was now located. I copied that location, right? Let me open this. Okay, let me open this. Okay, let me open that location so that I can see my jar. Where is my jar? See, flights info project. Flights info project. This is my jar, right? Like, okay. Mm-hmm. List. If I keep like list, then you will understand, right? See, where is my flights info jar? This is the jar, and 21 is today's date, right? It is today's date. 21 is this is the jar which got created, which is in Java icon. So in real time also, we will export that jar. We will create a jar and we will log in. We will go to the environment. If it is QA or PUA or like dev, whatever the environment, we will go to that environment. We will browse and we can deploy. Okay, so here it is asking like which space, shared space you want to go, or cloud hub 2 you want to go. So definitely default now is now the default target new application. So default now it is using cloud hub 2. If you want to go, so there is some variation in deployment also in related to space wise. Some features are there with cloud hub and cloud hub 2. So always it will be like increasing the versions, right? So if you select like Cloud Hub, see if it is Cloud Hub 2 is something like shared space. They have increased that version and few more features they have kept. But in our project, still we are using Cloud Hub only. It is not Cloud Hub 2. Why? Because the project was initially built on Cloud Hub. So we are going with Cloud Hub only. 2 also we can go. It is like here the space is like normally dedicated space, and there it will be something like shared space kind of stuff. That is the only difference. Anything is fine. And this is C, vCourse workers. vCourse size, worker size. So if you requests are coming more means we can increase the workers. I told, right. So here we will be having the option while deploying. We can even after deployment also we can change. That is not a problem. See, this is vCourse. How much vCourse we need for that application, we will like that space we will increase. And workers, if we requests are more for for this API, if we feel that lakhs of requests are reaching, then we will increase the workers. Okay, so now we have to give the name of the application. Okay, flights info. Okay, now this is okay, fine, this is okay, the name is okay. Whatever the name I have given, I think it is satisfying the condition, and it is just given like green mark. That is fine. And whatever the jar you have created now, that jar we can browse manually. Upload file. Right here is my okay. That location anyhow I have copied now. Let me copy that. Okay. Let me copy here. I will place so that we'll go to this location and flights API info. With today's date, this is the one which we have created. Just browse it. That jar it was uploaded. Now we can deploy. Now here it came like deploy. And vCourse we can change. Here also, here workers we cannot increase or why? Because trial version will not allow you to increase workers. But in the enterprise edition, definitely you will have that access. But developers will not be having it. That is also I'm telling you sure. Why? Because control to the environment, it is like limited access for developers as far as I know. Okay, they will not give all the privileges to you. Why? Because if something happens, everything will get bombarded, right? So that is the reason they will give only like till deployment only they will try to give. Even this access also, even for normal developers they will not give, only for specific architects like in that project who they feel like whoever is important to them only they will give, so that if any issue occurs they will have the privilege of scaling, increasing or decreasing, whatever. Okay, now everything is fine. Automatically restart application when not responding. So sometimes our application will stop responding. Okay, sometimes. Why? Because this might be an issue from MuleSoft end. We are deploying to cloud. In their environment some problem occurred. So at that time, without our notice, without our without letting us know, the application will start automatically. The requests which are coming during that time also will not get failure. It will be queued and it will be processed. That is what the beauty here. So if at all if it is not responding or like that, with the cloud we don't need to worry. So till development only is our responsibility. After deployment, the take this API will be taken care by MuleSoft team only. Team in the sense at the back end those people will be working on all this stuff. Okay, let me deploy it. Now it will start deploying. So this is also like in real time also we will export a jar. Definitely in Point Studio directly we can do that. But even we are not that much interested for deploying directly from Studio. Okay, creating jar is far better. Okay, so let it deploy now. It takes bit time. Definitely it takes it time. Now if you see the log deployment has started. Worker 0 is working on it now. On worker 0, here only one worker now, so that is the reason the worker numbering starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So it see the application queued, it is queued backend. So why? Because like us, so many people will be having the trial accounts. Even those people will be trying to deploy the application. So as it is a trial version, so definitely it like whatever the applications we are trying to deploy, it will be queued. Okay, so if we take the enterprise edition also, the same case, different developers will be working on different APIs, and those people will try to deploy at the same time. So queuing of that applications and deploying is complete our responsibility. This runtime's responsibility is completely the responsibility of MuleSoft team. They know how to queue it, they have to deploy, they will be doing that. We don't need to worry. So here the Cloud Hub our worker, this fellow is deploying my application on US EST zone. So here I could see that. Here I could see it is deploying to that zone. So to wherever the location is available, so how it deploys means first it checks. As soon as we are queuing, it checks which server is free. If it is US server, it deploys to US. If it is some other server, it will deploy to some other server. So at the back end, for any point manager, already they have written that code, and they are taking care of it. So that region also, something like randomly it will be picked up. But some people, like specifically if they are asking any location, means even that location also we can select it. The admin will have the administrator, I mean that to the persons whoever they are giving the admin privilege, that fellow can select that region as well while deploying. We have one location, region is there, that location we can select it, even that also is available. Why? Because few clients will say like, okay, the server will be near to us, please select this Ohio zone or US zone. Sometimes specifically some clients will ask. In that case, yes, we can do that. We have that flexibility. Long story short, we can have flexibility. Otherwise, it will be deployed randomly to the server which is available. Okay. Now see, it is deploying. Slowly it is configuring. Our API to get it identified. It takes bit time, Yeah, now it was deployed. See, now it is deployed. What is the problem? Starting a flow. Okay. Some say red, auto while disconnecting, but anyhow your application has started. You see this, you are seeing this application. Your application is started and this is in green color. It is showing the icon as started. So now it is fine. It is like good to test it. If you see the Cloud Hub, see in 4.4 version it was deployed, and this the name is this, the target space in the cloud which we deployed is Cloud Hub. Last date modified is this one. If you click on this, you will see all the properties. See, you can see all the properties. If you go to settings, logs means already we have seen when it was started, how it is starting, that information it has given. If you go for settings, see, this is the jar and this is the version which we have seen. So here also, as I said, we can change the space. See, it is giving the opportunity to change it. So that is the reason. After deployment also, we can change this memory. Okay, it will be in our hands only. If any runtime properties, if you want to keep like runtime, any like dynamic values you want to pass, those properties will be tracked over here. Logging, sometimes we want to keep logging on this application, or at some activity level we want to keep, so that logging also we can change. Even that privilege is also there. Sometimes some clients, some target systems are very specific. Hey, when you are connecting to my target system, please connect to the static IPs. See, this is our IP address. This is our IP address of target server. Please add those in your application so that it will connect immediately. So that kind of requirements also sometimes it comes. During that time, we will be using static IPs.
One question, Nitya. So these
Mhm.
under the properties, right? These are application level variables.
Yes, exactly.
So
Exactly.
for example, in my flow, I have choice, right? I'm going based
Mm.
on this variable, either go here or here. So if
No,
I
no, no,
want
no,
to
no.
set,
No, not that kind of thing. So if you want to, or dynamically, if you want to send separator, okay, property. This anyhow dynamic properties, I will discuss with you. At that time, where we have to change, I will connect that. Okay.
I mean,
So
if
it
we have
is.
some application level variables, right? We can define that. I don't know if these come directly here, we can just add key value, or do they come from
And
code level?
no. Actually, in code, we will be using some by keeping dollar, we will use in the code. Okay, that dynamically you can change. The best example is scheduler is there. Scheduler for every 10 minutes I'm running. Okay, but after
Hmm.
deploying to production, what the client is asking is instead of 10 seconds, can you please change it to 1 hour? Okay,
Hmm.
can you please change it to 1 hour? So the timings I will define one variable. I will define it that I will define one property. Not I should not say variable. Variable is something different. I
Hmm.
define one property I will define in the application. That property is something like scheduling frequency. I will keep the name as scheduling frequency. Here I will use the key name. Scheduling frequency is equals to 1 hour value. Here I will give. Okay,
Hmm.
that means properties whatever we are using in the application that can be overwritten dynamically over here.
Oh, so actual
Okay,
actual implementation or whatever is in the code level only here is whatever we give here will override actually that value.
overwrite actual properties. We should. I am not saying like variables. Variables is different. Properties whichever I have defined in the application that can be overwritten here.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, and one other question. We said here this application was deployed to the US East to whatever region. So if we
Yes.
manually configure a region like this is my closest server, blah blah blah. So do that make any difference to the performance or anything or no?
Definitely no. These clients will not have much knowledge, na. They
Right?
feel
Yeah.
like that. That's all. They
Hmm.
feel. To be frank, technically speaking, no. See, somewhere, if it is in US or if it is in Ohio, which is in somewhere else, we will be connecting. Right? Developers will not be having that much difference. We know it.
Yeah, yeah.
Connect. Why? Because we will whitelist the IP address, and until and unless like if it is connecting to them. But some people, especially as a requirement, they will ask, "Hey, I need only this data center." They
Hmm.
will ask, especially like banking applications. Those people are fear. They feel fear. See, whatever
Hmm.
there are, if you have the application is running in India, the server is somewhere running in India. Those people may track our records. That kind of that type of insecurity they will feel. But
Yeah.
anywhere the security remains same. But so we cannot like we cannot argue with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll open this link now. I'll click on this link. Now, see, this is the listener. Now, what I'll try to do, this is now instead of this, yeah, this is the address which I got. This is the local host. Instead of in place of local host, this will be the thing which is going to be. Okay. Now, where is my yesterday that console I have opened, right? Where is that my toolkit? Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is my see. This is my thing. If I get means okay till API, I have to write this API as well. Then only it will understand. I have to frame it API. After API, if you are going with your query parameter, you have to write flights as well. Why? Because that separator it is expecting. Now question mark. Destination also we have to write destination, right? Destination is equals to some SFO I'm saying. Okay. If I give this the okay, I'm giving this. Okay. I don't think it works, but HTTPS it works, I guess. Let's see. Let's see if it is reaching. Yes, it is reaching. See the same thing with the cloud deployment, the applications which was in US zone, US server, we are able to access it. I could able to send and I could able to see the result. So whatever is SFO, I could see it. Whatever is LAX now, I could see it. right? I could see that LAX as well. Now my destination is LAX, related to LAX, those details will appear. So now I have deployed to cloud. This is like now it is available over internet. Now the source system can able to this actually we will give it to the source system. Hey, this is my API. My API is running here. Now whatever the address I'm giving, okay, from your end what you could do is this is my address, and you try to from your front end try to select your destination and try to have only 3 values in your drop down. Try to use this URL from your side, so it should the request should come in this way. See, this is my URL, this is my endpoint, this is my endpoint, and whatever the destinations you are sending here, you in your coding try to code it, try to send that as dynamic values, and when you are hitting this URL, that request will reach to us. It will process the request and it gives back the response to you guys. So this is the actual URL. Now this is my actual URL which I'm going to give my source system. But as I said, if I'm giving this actual URL to them, there is a chance like hackers can hack this application. Hackers can hack this URL. See, today I have only flights info. I'm not having any credit card or debit card information, so I'm not feeling that much. I'm not having that much problem. Why? Because there is like nothing. There is nothing over here. Nothing is there. So that is the reason I am feeling free. Think about if it is like defense information, if it is something else related to credit card or like finance related stuff. Definitely hackers, there is a chance like hackers may hack this URL, and there is a chance like they will be stealing all the sensitive information. So in order to avoid that, we can create a proxy, which is nothing but the seventh step over here. This is the actual URL. I got it. So here my actual URL is, as I said my HTTP cloud US something, I will get this actual URL. This actual URL, now I will try to hide it in some dummy URL, and I will try to give this dummy URL to the source system. So instead of giving the actual URL, I'll try to create one more URL which is dummy. I know like it is proxy. Nobody else knows it. The people who are seeing that URL, they assume, even the source system will assume like it is the actual URL of the application. But bitter truth is that I am giving one dummy URL. Inside that dummy URL, it is just like it works like a pocket, and inside that my actual URL, I will safeguard it. So when I hit that dummy URL, it redirects to the actual URL, which cannot be seen by any other users, along with credentials. Even credentials also I will apply. I will apply some security. So keeping like saving, I mean like encapsulating my actual URL is one security. And on the top of dummy URL, again I will be applying one more security like keeping username and password. So even the dummy URL also nobody can access it. So those very layers of security I can keep it so that nobody can hack our information. That we can do only by creating policies. Only by creating proxy and applying policies. Proxy application. What I'm trying to say is proxy application. Proxy I have to create and apply policies. Proxy app I have to create, and on the top of this proxy application I need to apply the policy. So two steps are there over here. First creating this, and applying policies. Okay. For creating proxy application, what we have to do is we have to push our RAML to runtime manager. For creating proxy application, the first step is we need to push. For creating proxy app, I need to push RAML, which was there, which is there, which is there in Exchange. I need to bring it to runtime manager. During that process, I can hide my URL. while doing this process, when I'm pushing it, during that time there will be some options will be there. In that options, I will try to give my actual URL during this process, during this a bit. While pushing exchange to runtime, during that time only I will try to create my proxy. Okay, after pushing it again, I will get one more dummy URL. I get whatever this URL is under my control. Whatever the name I will give over here, either abc.com I can give, either some other proxy application name I can give. Anything I can give. This name can be given anything. This proxy URL, the dummy URL, anything you can give it. Inside that, I'll try to wrap it. After that, in the second step, after getting that dummy URL, I can apply policies. Okay, so for doing that, first I have to push ramal to exchange. So for doing that, go here. Okay, go here, Anypoint Studio. Now go to applications. You have to go to API manager is there, runtime manager is there. Go to API manager. Best thing is go there first. Go to API manager. Try to observe what is there. Add API, import API. API administration. Okay. Once again, you go to runtime manager. Yes. Here only deploy application is there. If I deploy like application, it is asking only for deploying of application. So here we don't have that option. In the previous versions it is there. So that is the reason actually I thought of like browsing from here itself. But that option is not available now. Okay, that's fine. Now let me add new API. Okay, for creating that proxy, try to check mule gateway. See, now it is asking proxy type application you want to deploy, connect to existing application basic endpoint, API to using auto disk, or you want to create application, or you want to create proxy application. Okay, there will be like two ways. Connecting through auto discovery is one thing, and another thing is like connecting to proxy application. So I'm selecting proxy application. Why? Because I want like proxy application wants to be created. So as I have deployed, see, shared space in US. This is nothing but sharing the space. I will go for cloud only. Why? Because already we have selected cloud for our application, so we don't want to give. Now here proxy application name. This is nothing but the dummy URL which is going to generate. Okay, try to give flights proxy API so that we will understand. Okay, this is proxy API. That we will understand now. So flights info proxy API. Okay. Try to give this. Okay, add to dictionary and check if any other options are available. No, nothing is available. So now click on next. Okay, after clicking on next, the one, see, selected API is this API. This is of this type. API version latest, also latest, this is asset version is this one, API version is this one. So whatever is there in the exchange, automatically it is populating. The one which is created on September 20 that I have created yesterday only, right? That thing I have selected. So that means from exchange to here I'm trying to bring.
So it
See,
will basically show all the APIs you deployed to Exchange? Like you can
Yes, yes,
select which
yes,
one to map to this proxy, right?
yes.
Okay.
It will. It will. Okay. So now port is for HTTP 8081. It will automatically select. For HTTPS, it is 8082. It is default thing. Okay. We don't need to think much about on that. HTTP is something like it is public URL. HTTPS is something like internal application to the organization. Okay, Google is public IP address. But if you are your own, see, you are working for one organization. I am working for one organization. The portals which you are accessing within your organization will be always HTTPS. Why? Because it is not accessible other than our employees, right? That is HTTPS. That HTTPS will be like more secure. Okay. Now what I have to do? So base path. Now base path we can select here. My base path is something like till API I can select the base path. So this is my base path. I will try to hide this fellow. Till here I want to hide. So I am trying to hide this much. Okay. Till here I want to hide. Why? Because after API it is under my control. If it is like flights, I will be keeping flights. If the flights is not there means I will remove that flights and I will just give that ID of the flight. ID of the flight. So we, like using URI param or query param, it will change after API only. So that is the reason till common endpoint, I will try to save my, I will try to safeguard. Okay. So everything is fine. It is fine. This is fine. Now I will try to create next. Okay. Okay. Hey, version got changed. Something it is asking. Proxy API. Okay. Proxy API. I'll try to give like this. Let's see what happens next. Whatever the thing I have given base path is this base path, and when I want to access, I am trying to access with this. So this is nothing but the URL of this one. So I am hiding. If I am calling this means indirectly I am calling till API. That is what I am trying. Okay. So now let me save. Let me note down this proxy URL as well. Save and deploy. Let's see what is going to happen.
I think maybe upstream is the one we want to give to the proxy. Maybe.
Yeah, proxy name. No, this version they have changed the naming convention. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
These fellows always keeps changing. That is the problem with MuleSoft.
It was
Always
Mule.
like 1 month, every month they will change something or the other.
There was some MuleSoft outage today, actually.
Okay, so our
Yeah.
API may work or may not work. We have to see.
I mean, now it's back. Morning it was big, based on some AWS, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes it will be down. When traffic is more, also we are not able to access. That is also there. When they release new versions, see, we will immediately we cannot we will not be addicted to that, right? See, seeing the
Yeah, their
server page always once.
online cloud
Yeah,
hub, nothing was working, like API manager, everything was down today.
yeah. See, if it is our own server means always that page will appear in the same fashion. It will not change. The tabs remains same. Everything remains same until and unless if we apply patches, we could see like new features. On-premise server and cloud hub server difference is if it is like on-premise server, if once we have installed, the look and feel will not never change. The look and feel and features will not change. Always we will be deploying to the same URL. We know where the applications will be. We know where to touch base. Everything is fine. But if we are going with Cloud Hub and that on-premise server look and feel will change only if you apply patches. That also if you are doing yourself, your team is doing. Means okay, for this for applying these new changes, I will be updating my server. In that way, people will communicate and they will do it. That is also fine, and we will be addicted. But problem with Cloud Hub is every 1 month these fellows they always keeps on changing this UI.
Yeah.
So for understanding that itself, it will take at least like few hours.
One general question, Nitya, like using the URI params versus the query params, like is there any security concerns of using one over other?
No security. It is the way of calling to the API, right?
Yeah,
So
but like you are like very experienced, so do you get like sometimes no, you shouldn't use
yeah,
URI param because
you are a
sometimes
parent.
you're
Yes, there is specific difference. Why? Because if you are looking for any organization is there. I want to know the information of only Akila. Only Akila. I just Akila's information I need it. Only particular person or particular thing I need. Then I will be going for query para. I need information of the whole department. I have a department called finance department. In finance department, how many people are working and what is their turnover, monthly turnover, how much turnover is happening at unit level. Then I will prefer to use URA para.
So now let's take
So,
this use case. For specific user, I want to display all the accounts. So what you are saying is user ID should go in the query param, but the account ID can go in the URI param because
URA
there
para.
can be two accounts. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So it comes with experience, when you are
Yeah.
trying to do some applications, when it comes near to you, then you will understand. Okay. Yeah, my proxy application now I have my proxy application now whatever the application name I have given, that name application appended with this server. Okay, I have given this dummy name, right? The dummy name it appended. Now I can even test with this. The same thing I will test. Shift and the same thing from the proxy I will be giving it. Okay. Now I will be hitting this URL. So now for outsiders, those people will not know. They will think like this is the actual URL. They will think, oh, hey, this is a URL. They will try to hack it. But unfortunately, they cannot. Why? Because my container will not allow. Means of container will never allow it. Now I'm checking what happened. API. Okay, till API I have taken. Sorry, till API I have secured, right? Let me go with this. Somehow something is not working. Okay. Okay. Let me go there. Where is that? Let me go to the settings. Okay. This is a URL. I'll remove this hash. Why? Because what I am assuming is home. Okay. Base path. I think I need to give it here. Let me do one thing. Control X. Let me give it over here. Okay, base path I'll keep like slash only. Why? Because I have flights flights and URI param both are different. Under flights, the URI param is not there. So I don't want to give that. Let me once again save and apply. Might be that is creating a problem. That is what I feel. Instead of here, I have placed it in base path. The customer endpoint I have to do. I've done wrong. So I'm trying to update that one. Let it deploy. See, this much time it is taking. If for minor changes, if you want to deploy it to cloud and test, as I said previously, it takes hell of time. That is the reason that unit testing everything end-to-end functionality it is working or not, better to complete in studio itself. Here, if you are deploying to Cloud Hub means everything clean and green. Okay, after deployment, only URLs units to be tested and no errors, nothing. In that way, you have to. Otherwise, okay, you will change one small transformation. And again, if you want to deploy it to cloud, if you want to test it means, even if the end of the day that API will not complete. Even for enterprise application also the same case, it takes time. Even though it is licensed version, even that it will take time. Trial will take much more time. That it will take like here trial will take like 5 to 8 minutes. Enterprise may take at least 5 to 6 minutes. Only like 2 or 3 minutes difference. That's all. As everything there we have bide, right? So at least that difference they have to make. Right? They will make that difference in 2 to 3 minutes. That's all. We will get frustrated first for deploying this one. So that is the reason any change, any defect, anything, try to point it to locally, try to test it, try to complete everything there itself, and then come here only for exposing your fix to a source system. That's all. Here you need to bother only URLs. That's all. Once if you create that proxy application also, that's all. It ends. Yeah, that is one time activity, right? You will deploy application only once. That URL will not change. The target system, the source system will always hit that URL only. So no issue in that. First time deployment only it makes some criticality. I don't know when it will deploy. Yes, let's see. Let's wait.
I wonder if we gave those URLs opposite. Looks like upstream URL is the actual implementation URL. They renamed implementation URL to upstream URL. So that might be the actual one, The other one we gave, like, right, consumer URL or something. That is the whatever we want to show in the proxy. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe we will see. Otherwise, we will have to change again.
Yeah.
I'm saying now these fellows will always keeps changing. Initial version, like a previous version, it is like very clear.
Even
Whatever you
their
want to keep, proxy URL.
even their MuleSoft help page says same thing. They keep on changing it.
Hmm. Let's wait. Otherwise, let it deploy. Today it takes deployment only, I guess. Yeah, it deployed. Let us see now. We have already, it is deployed, right? Why it is saying save and apply. Application name here, this is fine. It was not changed. HTTP is also fine. Downstream, what downstream they have mentioned. Okay, now let me go here. Let me, I will try to give this one only. I will try to hit. At least now it should work. Okay, HTTP I have to keep. Could not resolve address. We have hidden till API.
I think it's opposite, Nitya. That's why it's trying to hide flights info proxy API, maybe. I don't know.
Let's see. This is cloud API. So what you are trying to say is okay. Let
So
once
consumer
I'll try by
URL.
keeping port. 1 second. I'll try to keep port once. Okay. Why? Because we are giving port as well, right? So if no, this much time it will not take. This much time it will not take. So what you are trying to say is
Consumer endpoint is the whatever we want to take as a proxy, and the other one, the upstream, is the actual endpoint we are trying to hide. So I think this will go in the upstream.
okay. Okay, let us give in this way. Control C. So let me try once again. Let me remove this slash as well. Why? Because I'm keeping slash here, and when I'm calling there also I'm keeping slash. Two slashes
Yeah.
by default it will append, right? That may be also,
Yeah.
that is also one reason. Let me try even this, and then we will change it.
Okay.
Okay. If not working, we will try to change it. No, it is not reaching. So let me last chance I'll do, and then we will reverse and we'll do that. Is it uploading? Okay, we will wait for this. If not working, yeah, tomorrow we will continue. Tomorrow I'll try to keep a session. Is that fine for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we can have so that we'll try to close it. But it takes much time. Okay, let me check on this. If for deployment only it takes like 5 to 10 minutes. Let it take. Tomorrow we will test this. Okay. Otherwise, 2 more minutes we will wait and let it deploy. Tomorrow again we will test the same thing. I have not done anything. I just removed this slash. What you said might also be correct. Consumer endpoint. That means to the persons to whom we are giving. Yeah. Reverse, right? Yeah, that might be also correct. Yes. Yeah, it's deploying only. Okay. Okay, let it deploy. We will stop here. Let it deploy. And this testing will continue tomorrow. Okay. It takes time. Definitely it takes time. It will not complete like in 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, guys, is that fine?
Yes.
Yeah. Let it deploy. Just I am leaving this system. It will take, might be like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever the case. Let it deploy and tomorrow we will test it. Okay. Chalo. Tomorrow, same time. Okay. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Oh, tomorrow is Friday, right? I thought Saturday. Fine, fine. That is the reason I asked. That's okay. Yeah. Fine. Chalo. Tomorrow, same time. Bye.